Greetings, everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel, All That Is. I'm so glad to welcome Melissa Brace back to the show once again. This is our usual spot, Thursday at 5:55 PST. I hope you enjoyed last week's show where we talked in depth about all things dark and the lower dimensions and how they affect us on this ascension journey. So today we have a very exciting show, but before we get into it, I just want to welcome Melissa back. Welcome back, Melissa.
Hey, Raquel. Hey, everybody. It's good to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. This is really great. Yeah. So as I said, last week we had a really great show and we had the greatest viewership, since we've both been going live. So I'm so blessed to be on this channel with you and to have these conversations. So today we have a very exciting show. And as usual, Melissa will be helping us with her psychic medium questions for the live, answering those questions with the live audience later on in the show. But we also have another special guest who's come to us from the interdimensional realms, from the divine realm. We have Yeshua, who came to me this morning during my meditation and said that he would like to do a live transmission during our show. So that is a bonus for us today, which, is always wonderful to hear from these beings and them giving us their perspective of what is taking place. We'll do things a little differently on the show today. We'll have Yeshua's transmission right off the bat, and we'll have questions and answers, questions answered by Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Oh yeah, Mary Magdalene is here as well with the audience, and then we'll move on to our show. We'll talk about Gridwork missions and transformation and all of those good things, and then we'll do the live Q&A with Melissa to end the show. So hopefully that's a good sort of transition for our show. And I'm just going to tune in to see if there's anybody here in the live chat. Let's just see. I think we will get a few people, I'm sure, as the show goes along. So I'll just keep it open and yeah. All right. So, Melissa, the way I channel is I close my eyes so that I can get into a clear sort of conduit, let's say, and clear my mind as Yeshua comes in. So I'm going to do that today as well. And once the transmission is done, I'll just open my eyes. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. And then we'll just open it up to the audience as well. So here goes. Greetings. This is Yeshua ben Joseph, the Son of God. I am here with my beloved Mary Magdalene, coming to you through Raquel, the voice of Raquel. I introduce myself as the Son of God, as this is a title that was bestowed upon me after my incarnation upon your earth plane 2000 of your years ago. And so in a way, it is a sovereign announcement, if you will, that this is me coming to you. And so there is no other that can take my name. And so this is who I am, Yeshua ben Joseph, the Son of God. The energy that I represented while on your plane as Jesus Christ has been assimilated with my light body. And so in a way, I do not use that title anymore. It is in my past, so to speak. It is a fond remembrance, but it is also a painful memory sometimes for me, because it was one of my most extensive and expansive experiences, soul experiences. It has, however, given me the understanding of what it is you are perhaps going through as your own ascension takes place right now upon the earth plane. And so as my experience was expansive, yours too is quite expansive, although it is very different because you are going through an ascension like no other. It is going into many different aspects, many different star systems, as you begin to find and discover for yourselves how you are attached to all of those star systems, how you are individually star seeds and birthed from these different star systems. And so, in a way, it is your own unique experience to discover for yourself where it is you come from those star systems. And so, my message to you today is to find that spark within your heart and try to connect yourself directly to the energy of the Creator. And your higher self will, in a way, step forward to be your connection to those higher energies of the Creator. I tried to, in a way, bring this message forward when I was on your earth plane 2000 a few years ago. But my message was, in a way, garbled because the invaders who were very prominent at that time and represented themselves as the Romans took away that purity of my message. And so I had to face a lot of difficulties on the ground while I was within my earthly appearance, within the flesh. And so, much like you experience within your environment all of the irritations, let us say, within your physical realm, I too had to face all of those irritations and those barbs, if you will, that I was inflicted upon by the Romans and all of those that did not believe in the message that I had to bring to the earth at that time. And so, my plea to you is to be individual, be sovereign in your own understanding of what your connection is to the Creator, and try to shine that light out into the world. It does not matter whether you feel threatened or whether you feel self-conscious of your connection. The only thing you have to do is to shine as brightly as you can in being your true self, your pure self, and others will see that purity within you. You don't necessarily have to stand up and be a leader or to be like I was in the public eye. You just need to be yourself and anchor that light within your environment, as many others like Raquel and Melissa here are doing. They are, in a way, taking the brave step forward by engaging with the public within the community. And so these beings need to be supported in what they do. But if you feel called to help them, then step forward and be those leaders. But if not, all you need to do is anchor the light and just be you as you connect directly to the energies of the Creator. This is my message to you. I will now ask Mary to say a few words to you. Much blessings. Greetings. It is I, Mary Magdalene. I am so pleased to be here with you today. This is a beautiful gathering, and I am very happy to be a part of this gathering with you. As we begin this communion, I am nudged in a way to remind you that there is a balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies within your collective field. And so it is important to understand that even this balance has shifted in a way over time and since Yeshua and myself came into your reality as physical beings. The patriarchy has taken a more leadership role, let us say, and they have dominated your plane of existence. And so now is a great time to bring about balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine and uplift those divine feminine energies so that balance may come forward, come about upon your earth plane. And so this is my wish for you and for the collective and whoever receives this message today. As Yeshua has said, look into your heart and shine those lights forward. You will be in balance as you connect to your higher self, to the energy of the Creator. And so you will be shining that balanced light forward once you make that pure connection to the Creator. And so this is our shared message to you today. Bring forth your light in all its brilliance, in all its balance, in all its love of the Creator. And this is all that is needed to bring about peace upon your earth, to bring about balance within your reality as you move forward on this ascension cycle. This is a great time to be alive. And so we ask you to experience this more completely and welcome whatever experiences you are exposed to. It is all part of the plan, of the larger plan. Much blessings. We will now take questions if there are any within the chat. So we will allow Raquel to return to you in her natural form as we continue to stay in the background to receive your questions. Much blessings.
Oh, beautiful. I have a question, if I may.
Yes, absolutely.
So, inside of me, over all the years of learning and relearning and initiating and reinitiating and coming into my own self, I kept receiving messages that we've done this before. And so I wanted to ask a little bit about that. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Mary Magdalene. About, and you mentioned, this is an ascension process like never before. And so, is there any advice that we can have on that when we stumble and feel a little bit confused and we feel a little bit worried, like, oh, is this ever gonna feel better? Is that okay? I mean, is that okay on the question? So,
Okay, let me tune in and see what they have to say. Thank you, Melissa. That is a beautiful question. This is Mary. I will answer your question. Yes, it can sometimes feel very overwhelming to be in this reality that you are currently within. So we encourage you to embrace the braveness that you feel within your heart. And sometimes it might feel strange to explore these experiences, to share with others what you are seeing, what you are hearing, what you are experiencing as you dance between the dimensions, as you experience these things for the first time, perhaps within these other dimensions, like seeing angels or seeing other worlds in your dreams or even within your physical reality. All of these things are becoming visible now because your worlds are colliding, let us say, between all of the extended realities, let us say, because you were not previously privy to any of this because of the frequency fences that were laid upon your earth plane. So the timelines are shifting. Those frequency fences laid upon you by the Draco, by the invading forces, have all been lifted. There are still a few that remain, but they're not as powerful. And so you are now being exposed to all of the interdimensional aspects of yourself. So do not be afraid. Do not embrace fear, because fear will take you into those lower realms once again. So find it in your heart to be brave, to stand with the Creator, to stand in the light of the Creator, and take that strength, take that bravery from the Creator, and know that you are sovereign beings. You are meant to be living this life, to be exploring from a soul perspective. So take strength in that. Know that you are meant to be within this experience, whatever that may be. And if you find that you are finding it hard to move past your stuckness, your difficulties, seek out the help that you might have within your reality, like help, like clear your health, let us say, clear your physical aspects of any kind of depression, any kind of difficulties that you might have within your physical body. Clear your energy field, eat fresh food, eat fresh vegetables, live close to the earth. These are things that will bring you closer to your experience with those other realms. Let all of the distortions that were built into your reality fall away because they created a false light within your energy field. So, for example, eating meat, it is good for you to eat meat, but you have been directed in a way to eat dead carcasses. And so that is not, in a way, good for your body. You need to be living, eating living things, and your blood and your energy needs to be vibrating within the living matter. So that is just a very small example of how you might improve and how you might live within a high frequency. Listen to high frequency music, go for walks in nature, meditate, do yoga. There's so many other areas within which you might explore and how you might overcome these very dense states that you might find yourself in. It will clear your mind, it will give you better focus. So try to become these pure beings in this way, embracing all of these pure aspects that is available to you, that you do not have to spend too much money. Embrace all of these energies within your heart, within your body, within your mind, and you will find clarity, you will find purity. Bathe your body with oil. That is a way to purify your body. Feel the essence of your own body as you anoint yourself with oil. Many know that I have worked with oil and essences during my incarnation, and this brought me much joy. So find joy in your life, however small that measure might be, and it will increase as you engage with these energies. So the simplest thing can bring joy, can bring laughter into your life. So embrace those experiences. And like I said, if you ever feel stuck, always go into meditation, connect to your heart center, connect to the Creator, and all of these shadows will fall away, for nothing can stand before the light of the Creator. I hope this answers your question. Blessing.
Thank you. Yes, very much it does. Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let's see if there's anyone in the chat that has any questions for Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. These beings are here today with us. If you haven't um, tuned in at the beginning of the show, this was a surprise for both Melissa and myself as well. So we just had a live transmission from both Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. But if you have any burning questions for these beings, you're more than welcome to put your question in the live chat. Thank you very much. All right. Anything else that comes to mind, Melissa?
No, I'm
Yeah,
just joyous. I can feel
yeah,
them, and
yeah. It's
the
beautiful.
frequency is just activating all of us. I'm sure, like I can just feel it just moving, the beautiful divine energy moving right through. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I love that they are here with us today and engaging with us in this way. It's always a beautiful message that they bring forth, and and it's always reflected back upon their own experience, and so it's like they have that to connect to, and in a way feel what it is we are feeling and engage with us in that way. So yeah, that's a beautiful way of connecting through the life, through the years, let's say, with these beings. And 2000 years ago is a long time.
But they know what it's like to be
Yeah,
here
yeah,
and to be a little bit bombarded and confused and tired and all those
yeah,
things. And
yeah,
so I'm always so grateful, because sometimes, be forgetting who we are. It's just it, and then holding hands with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene and true source energy just sweeps it all away, makes everything
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
and clarity comes back.
yeah. Well, I just wanted to say too that my in a way embracing the Divine Mother has been very, very powerful. I think it was last year in about June or July, the month of June or July, I was invited to do this initiation, if you will, with the Sophia Code and the Sophia energies. And so 7 of these beings powerfully came to my existence. And I had this beautiful meditation series that came through, which is still available on my website. And Mary Magdalene was part of that group, if you will. So we had like Hathor, we had the grandmother of Jesus, we had White Tara, we had Buffalo Calf Woman. Who else am I forgetting? Gosh, who else was in there? Mother Mary. So, all of these beings, they came through with that direct connection and their impression of the Divine Mother. And so I was able to, on each of these meditation days, it was a day dedicated to each of these beings, right? And so they came through and they gave me their transmission, their message. And then we went through a beautiful meditation together. And, it was so, so pure, so beautiful. And since I had that connection with them, it's like they're always so close to my heart, and it makes me emotional because it takes me right back to that moment when they came in and when they brought those beautiful messages to me, right? And so it's really and I just go back to their message today, to Mary's message of bringing in that balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And you and I know how distorted the masculine energy is in our world today, right? And so we have to find it in our heart to bring back these very pure mother energies that exist, through beings like Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary and Hathor and White Buffalo Calf Woman and Green Tara and all of these beings, because they all have lived here on the earth, and they have, just like Mary and Yeshua, gone through that physical experience, gone through that ascension. So they know what it is to be in the physical body and how it is to ascend out of this physical body. But they each have their different perspectives, right? So yeah, so if anybody is wanting to have a quick boost of the feminine energy, the divine feminine energy, go check out my website. It's the way, the beauty way of Sophia is what I called it. It's really a beautiful gem that was offered to me, and I have opened it up to everybody to take part in that offering. All right, let's see. Tracy's in the chat. Hi, Tracy. She says, hi,
Hey,
ladies.
Tracy.
You guys look so beautiful. Thank you so much, Tracy. Tracy and I had a session together, so it has been a beautiful experience with Tracy. Tracy, I don't know if you tuned in, but we just had a transmission from Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, who are still here with us. So if you have any questions for them, feel free to ask them any questions in the chat, and we will have them answer you. So we'll keep chatting as this progresses. So Melissa, I just wanted to remind everybody that we did a really good show last week about the invaders and how that has affected our ascension and our reality, basically, with the Draco and their various minions, let's say, and how they have manipulated our society for many thousands of years. And we have, in a way, been in the dark about all of this. We were presented with a certain way in which society was running, let's say, but in the background, all of these energies were orchestrating how and what it is we see as our reality. And now, as Yeshua has rightly said, the veils are thinning, and and even Mary Magdalene said it, our reality is expanding, and we are beginning to see what we truly are, and that is, we are interdimensional beings. And so if anybody has missed last week's show, I would encourage you to check out the link in the description, because we talked extensively about the Draco and about the invasion and all of that. And so I just want to remind everybody that we are powerful beings. And so as this transmission from Yeshua and Mary Magdalene came through, we need to stand in our sovereignty in order to be those beings, in order to embrace the reality within which we need to exist. And so it's so important for us to find our voice, find our own light, so to speak, so that we can then shine that out into the world, into into the environment that we live in. I live in the reality where my family doesn't necessarily jive with what I'm saying, what I'm speaking about, but they respect me for what I do, and they understand it, but they don't necessarily embrace the enormity or the entirety of what my path is. And that's just fine. Like I said, we have been directed in a way that, society has given us this vision, but, our true vision has been very, very different. And so for those of us that are able to see with that 2020 vision, that is the path that we are following. And so all of the other distortions, my family included, have to, in a way, come to their own understanding of what it is that we are seeing and how it is we are seeing it, right? And so, and that can be a huge leap of faith, right? I know it was for me because I was doing the same thing. I was living that very 3D 9 to 5 job sort of situation. And for me, marrying of those two worlds was a very, very difficult thing for me to do, especially the spiritual and the, let's say, alien, right? The alien life as we know it, like we know the alien life through Hollywood, right? And to me, now that I understand it, like that's complete garbage, all of the movies that they presented to us, it's brought in fear more than anything, really. So, you have to, in a way, look deep in your heart and find that discernment and what it is the aliens mean to you and me, or what it is the interdimensional being means to you and me. And so for me, that was a very joyous experience. It was very confusing, but once I got into the understanding of what it is we do here and why it is we are here, for me, it was like a huge learning curve because I had to go into that galactic history aspect. And for me, I have a very analytical mind. And so I went through many, many rabbit holes to find the truth for myself. There were so many voices at the time that were, saying very contradictory things. And so I had to discover the truth for myself. And once I did, it became very easy, very graceful, and very beautiful for me to explore and understand these things for myself. So I encourage each and every one of you to do that for yourself and bless your heart, bless your soul for exploring that experience for yourself. You will not be sorry.
I agree.
Awesome. So we have a vintage Sweet Pea as well in the chat. Hi, hey there, everyone. She says, thank you for being here. Sweet Pea, vintage Sweet Pea.
Hey, sweetie.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Melissa, about the Draco before we move on to our next topic?
Yeah. When we were doing our grid work, and for me, in my life experience, it's been decades of this and thinking, what in the world are we, what in the world is happening? And learning and like you said, lots of learning curves and going, oh, and then expanding and growing and coming back into my sovereignty um, because of the learning. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so to be able to work on that on the grid and the grid work and the different layers, the dimensions, I just thought it was stunning and wondrous. Um, and my favorite part of the grid work was when I was seeing, because I'm so visual, I was seeing some of those, I don't even know the right word, but like belief systems or mind controls or those programs that have been etched into us throughout history, all of us, that would always lead us off track or always stop us, like put a wall up. Some of that was coming down and that brought clarity. It was the coolest thing I have ever seen in grid work. It made me cry a little bit extra because of the joy.
Yeah.
And so I'm so grateful to be able to walk with you and walk with others, everybody in this process of walking out of those, what I like to call the matrix and I call the Draco and the other types of energies that have in the past been the whatever the powers that were or whatever they are. I call them booty noodles because you gotta have fun with this because you're thinking, what in the world?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we realize, oh, we are the sparks of creation with source.
Yeah.
And we get to surpass this and rise up and So I'm really excited because I love the grid work. And even though it sometimes takes a minute,
Oh yeah, it
it's
can be challenging. Yeah.
it's tough and challenges what is inside of me, what is not healed all the way in me, and those things. So, but it was the coolest, and to be able to know where we're going, where we're supposed to be, where we're always meant to be,
Yeah.
in that source energy, and learning our learning school will be as it was meant to be.
Yeah.
That's joyous to me.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that. So we have a comment about your friend in the background. 100 years from now says Melissa has a strange purple ET spirit guide on her left shoulder.
You because that's and I forget that people do have fear about stuff because me and my UFO tour and the sky gazing, it's just I've always loved the stars since I was a little girl, and I would just stay up really late and go stare at the stars when I was little. And so that's my geeky little friend Tron.
I love
And
it.
he supports me in all of my stargazing and learning and growing. And I do forget, just living in Sedona for
Yeah.
so many years, um, and having UFO tours where people are, that's normal, natural, normal to lots of people here. Um,
Yeah.
I forget that some of those pieces of the movies and the things
Yeah.
were really scary, and um, yeah, that's another
Yeah,
cool
I think
part.
that was the
Yes,
hardest part for me too, you know. I know, and I love it. I love that you are living in that vortex, in that live energy, if you will, that has that direct connection to the stars and the star beings, right? And so we welcome your purple friend. But yeah, like you said, you know, that has been the hardest for me as well, you know, marrying those two worlds in your mind because you know, the exposure that we've had is just Hollywood, you know, and you know how they present ET to you. And to me, it's very sad because, you know, there's a whole world out there and so many beautiful ways in which we can experience it rather than this very narrow perspective that Hollywood has given us, you know. And so once we open up our minds, open up our hearts, there's the Akashic that opens up, the entire universe opens up to you that you can access, that you can experience. And you can have 24 hours movies, you know. You don't need to pay a subscription to HBO or whatever, you know. So
that's the truth. Yes.
so and it's that much more fantastic when you experience it for yourself, you know. Yeah, I've filled so many journals, it's impossible to keep track of all of the experiences that you are exposed to once you're able to break into this interdimensional aspect of yourself. So I would encourage everybody to do that. Yeah, it's really beautiful. And so as we delve into this grid work mission aspect of our chat today, I just wanted to lay the groundwork and to say that we are all grid workers. And so walking this line or this grid upon the earth is not, let's say, a specialty or anything like that. You know, the minute we step on the earth, we become grid workers, right? We are connecting with the earth. We are bringing that energy down into the earth. We are those conduits of light as we touch the earth. And so walking upon the earth is being a grid worker. And so for us, for Melissa and myself, we have in a way taken that a little further by healing Mother Earth and correcting all of those distortions, let us say, that have been imposed on her by these invader beings. And so I didn't know I was a grid worker or had a word for it when I started doing this work. And so I have to credit Indigo Angel for bringing that into my reality when I took her grid worker mission course a few years ago. And so she, in a way, gave me that precision, gave me that clarity on how to use those skills and to become a grid worker in a more precise way, let us say. And so now what Melissa and I do is that we get together with a few other friends and it's open to the public. Anybody can join us on these grid work missions. We do them once a month and we find some place that is needing our help, needing correction. And so this last Gridwork mission we did was in Gibraltar. And it was so, so beautiful, so poignant, so powerful, because Gibraltar turned out to be one of those places that is like a hub for this Draco invasion, let us say. And it was a live hub, excuse me. And so we did our research individually and collectively, and we found that there were many underground tunnels that were located in Gibraltar that were servicing these Draco factions in various nefarious ways. And so they had the tunnel systems for transporting men and women and children that they had captured or kidnapped. They had the tunnels for transporting all of their things that they wanted to hide from the public. You know, they mine and they transfer gold and they transfer women and children and all of these things through these networks. And Gibraltar connects many of the other continents of Africa, of Europe, of all the way to, you know, the Far East and India and Pakistan and the Middle East as well. And so it's in a very prime location. And so we found that this was an active hub. And so we, as a collective of light workers, let's say, went in and remotely viewed and healed this energy in Gibraltar. And so it was really beautiful, the work that we did. And as we moved into the field, as we engaged with these energies, it became possible for us to tune into these actual Draco lords that were within the area. And we found out that one of them connected with one of our team and told us in a way that there was a faction that was working in the US that was in a way not part of their group, let us say, and that this group had gone off to be like a rogue faction that was in a way connected to the ritual sacrifice and the satanic ritual sacrifices that takes place mostly in the United States. But, you know, it's obviously widespread, but in a way, it starts off in the United States. And so these factions are still very much alive. And so in a way, this being was saying, you know, we don't recognize that group, but at the same time, we want all of them off planet, you know? And so that was our prayer. We went together and we said, look, this is not good anymore. Yeah,
I'm having
yeah.
goosebumps right now. Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but
No, it's good. Yeah,
oof.
so, you know, all of them have to leave because this is not their home. And so we brought forth what I know as a decree that was created by the Creator and all of the beings that are here now, let's call them the guardians of Earth right now, that are coming from many star systems that are here to help get these beings out of our reality. And so there was a decree issued by the Creator that are being presented by these star nations, by these councils, to the Draco to leave this Earth plane. And so we brought that forward as a group and we presented it to them energetically and said, you are no longer allowed to be here. You know, in no uncertain terms, this is the decree by the Creator. And so we pronounced that decree to all the beings that were able to hear us in the ether, let us say. And so what we experienced was something quite profound. We found, and I felt this energetically in my heart, emotionally in my heart, we found that there were many that were wanting to leave this earth, that were tired, that wanted to return back to wherever they came from. And so these beings came forward in a way and said, yes, we will give up our arms. And during the course of our Gridwork mission, many of them were in a way baptized. We found them diving into the ocean. We found them giving up their arms and being received by the ascended masters that were present to help us during that mission. And so in a way, they were giving up their arms and being led away from this earth plane. And so they, from what I understand it from Yeshua, there is a hub that is off planet where these beings can go and be escorted by these light beings to be processed from that location, from that hub. And so many of these beings did leave that day that we had the Gridwork mission. And ever since, there has been, and if you go to my blog, I've put a link of that blog in this description. If you go to my blog, I've got a picture of the map that we used. And so in a way, it's like creating a highway, if you will, for all of these beings to come to that point, reaching from Gibraltar all the way out. So we created like a highway of light that these energies can go in and then be received by the light workers to be taken off planet. So it's like, the landing lights in an airport, we created like these landing strips all the way across from Gibraltar. And so I thought that was a really profound and powerful Gridwork mission. And so it has been very much alive, the work that we did. I tuned in after, a few days after, and Yeshua and Mary Magdalene confirmed to me that this work is still continuing. Many senior officials, let's say within the Draco Collective, have given up their arms, have, surrendered, if you will, and embraced the light and gone off to be processed in this hub. So to me, that's a great success of a mission. Thoughts,
Spectacular.
Melissa? Yeah, thoughts. I know.
Yeah.
There were so many beautiful things that happened. It's hard to put everything in words right now, but it was truly, truly spectacular.
I agree. It really is. And being so visual, that's just the best way that I learn. And my perception before we even step foot in the tunnels. And it's just like what we do is like almost like hold a continuous prayer of pure cleansing, clearing, all truth, source energy, Christos energy. And I saw, because the landscape has kind of Gibraltar, rock of
Yeah,
Gibraltar.
the Rock of Gibraltar.
So over to the side, there's kind of a little bit of the landscape is hills, and I saw one coming up, and I was just shocked. And before any of us said anything, he was like, "Okay, okay." And I'm like, well, I don't really want to chat with you, but like that, I was like, no, please don't talk to me. Like, hang out. We're not like going to hang out. And he was like, yeah. And so as we went through, there were different ones that kind of almost just leaned in a little bit, and they're like, ready.
Yeah.
And the part of the ones that went rogue, if you can imagine the worst of the worst going rogue, being worse.
God, yeah, the baddies going rogue, can you imagine that?
Yeah. And some of those pieces being pulled out of us, because each one of us are imprinted and programmed, and our DNA, everything that's been inverted, which is everything in our whole earth system or physical reality. And to feel that was glorious. And I also asked afterward, like I always do meditation and prayers every day, and I asked, I'm like, is there anything else that I can do? And added my intentions for the day, and they said there were some off planet. So all along, it's almost like this is where we could almost like imagine the AI coming in, that's not just on our chat GPT, but our systems, trying to infiltrate the human systems and the earth systems. And they said the ones off planet that were like almost making these Draco come here and be the kings, invisible power kings that were, they're saying that those are clearing as well. And it's like a trail of soul contracts, as we call them. I always say the woo-woo people, we might say that we had soul contracts to learn and to experience and to finish and complete this particular theme in our lives, or this particular experience in love relationships or family, or learning. And so those beings off planet of the Draco, the big ones, and different factions of inversion are also being cleared, and that's shut down, so it can't rebuild as easily. So there's, anytime we do healing, some of that stuff, because we've just been so used to it, tries to come back in the symptoms. And so that was just like glorious to me, and it made my heart so happy. And what's kind of cool also is that after that just really splendid and spectacular experience walking with you guys doing the grid work, my everyday life got a little gigglier, and I started noticing beautiful things. And there are lots of tourists right now in Sedona, and I just had my heart melt at seeing the happy people over here playing with their baby carriage, and then figuring out it was a dog in the baby carriage. It just made my heart happy. And I just felt like it's because we are being freed from those inverted lower energy forces, and that being a staple place, Gibraltar, of all throughout history, of these lower energies, and almost like it's backwards than what I usually would use the word beaming out, but beaming out those lower energies and entities and stuff. Being shut down is amazing. And to me, I felt the waves. I felt the waves here.
Yeah.
I felt the waves in my experience, and was just happy to see it in other people going, rocking to their music in the car.
Well, one of those highways led straight to you, Melissa. So from Marissa to Melissa.
Yes. Oh, it was the
No, it
best.
was beautiful.
I really hope others will join us, because in that, just like all of us who have done shamanic classes or Reiki classes, or all the years that we've learned healing, and those we are not allowed to, of course, impose stuff on other human beings without asking, but to cleanse and clear the earth and heal these multidimensional layers in the skies. I remember years and years ago, my teacher, my teacher, we would focus on the skies on doing the grid work. And that was before I also knew what the word grid work meant. I mean, we keep learning and having these phrases, and our tools expand, and but everyone can do it. And it's just literally like being a breath of source, walking, thinking, intention. That's all you need. And so I'm excited to do more.
Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful message. Yeah, there's so much to say about that gridwork mission, and just grid working in general, right? Like, I always feel like you uplifted after these experiences, because we are correcting, we are changing the landscape, let's say, with each of these missions. And so, like you rightly said, it's in our DNA, it's been imprinted in us. And so it's up to us to heal that. And Tracy might agree with me on this in the chat, because she recently did one of the JCO removal sessions with me. And so we are removing those imprints, those Draco seals from our body, from our DNA. And so we are severing all of those cords. And so on an individual level as well, we are taking all of these connections with the dark side out of our being to become more sovereign, to become more pure. And so we are saying no more, we don't need all of this anymore. This imposition is done. And so in a way, we are decreeing that through our body and saying we are sovereign beings. And this is the way we are going to be living now, in purity, in direct connection with the Creator. And so all of these things are being unplugged from our body and removed from our reality. And as we do the gridwork missions, we are doing that for Gaia. We are unplugging all of that from Gaia, all of these JCLs, if you will, all of these impositions from Gaia. But they have been so many and so overwhelming that, you know, it would make your head spin when you think about it, right? And so whatever little we can do and contribute in this way, it helps, you know, it helps Gaia, it helps us to clear away all of this inversion, all of this incorrect distortion, let's say, that has been imposed on us. And so another thing I wanted to bring forth, and it was a joyful experience from that Gridwork mission, was we worked with the children and the women that were trapped in these tunnels. And we brought them out through the starfort, and we experienced monarch butterflies flying through the air with these souls being freed. And so I brought that artwork in through my blog as well. But that was like a confirmation for us that these energies were finally freed, their souls were freed. And so that was like the icing on the cake for us, you know, to know that we were helping free these souls that were trapped in there for many thousands of years. So, you know, it's a very humbling experience, but at the same time, it's so joyful to know that we are so powerful that we can free other souls and we can help eliminate the suffering from others that have been dogged by these dark energies for so long. And so that was a really, really pure and powerful and joyous experience for me as well. So I truly felt that. I truly felt that liberation of souls. And so this is the walk that we walk, Melissa and I, and we would love to have you come along with us on our next Gridwork mission. We don't know when that is or what the subject will be, but it will be posted on our networks shortly. So we would love to have you participate. And there is no expectation, folks. Even just being there, being yourself, being your powerful self, anchoring your light is all we need. But if you want to participate, if you want to you know, dive in with your gifts, with your you know, with your sensitivities, you're more than welcome to. You're welcome to sing, you're welcome to tone, you're welcome to speak your voice, you're welcome to do whatever you feel called to do during those missions. So it's up to you how you want to expose your experience, your gifts. So we welcome everybody.
I
All
agree. I'm
right.
excited for the children and
Yes.
our inner children that we've been working so hard to hold up and heal.
Awesome. So we have a question from Tracy. I have a feeling she's asking this of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. May I please ask for any guidance on life path? I want to make sure I am fully present in doing what I came here to do. You could tune in as well, Melissa, if you want to that question, but I'm just going to tune in and see if Yeshua and Mary Magdalene wish to address Tracy and that question. Thank you, Tracy. This is Yeshua Ben Joseph. Your life path, as many light workers, is a very expansive one. And so we ask you to, like I have said before, tune into your heart and you will be guided. You are here to shine a light, like many others, through your work and through your interactions with the many that come to you. And so your heart is pure and your light is pure. We ask you to continue to broadcast that light into the field, into the collective. This is all you need to do. Be pure in your actions, be pure in your words. There is no specific light path. You have already accomplished your soul mission, let us say, for this lifetime. And so any and everything that you do now is a bonus. So open your heart, welcome all of the lessons that might come your way, and transform them into the light as you spread that message to the collective and to all the beings that you interact with. Much blessings to you. Thank you.
Beautiful. That helps us all. And Tracy, if it's okay, I'm picking up that you have much wisdom, and I only got to I got to talk to Tracy just on text just for a second, and I feel like really advanced true wisdom, humble and pure and goodness. And I feel it that you are absolutely being celebrated by all of the light, the true light, for being here and holding that your true purposes very well. And I feel like it's going to be a little bit more fun in the next years. Like you're going to be able to have like soul tribe, soul family connections where you get to actually just it's almost like share about it a little bit more. And I just feel like it's a huge celebration. Like, yeah, you're absolutely on track, and thank you for being who you are. So, something about flowers. I got flowers for you, lots of flowers. And if you smell like the good, fragrance, the flowers, just know that everybody is giving you kisses and love. I think you know that, but just know.
Awesome. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for that question. This is great. So we can do that. We can ask Yeshua and Mary, and then Melissa can answer your questions. Awesome. You get a double whammy today.
Casual. I'm a little more casual in my, yeah. I'm always honored to walk with Yeshua all of my life and maybe other lifetimes.
You have, Melissa. You have. That's what I'm getting to.
I know I have.
All right.
I do know.
Gary for Grace 911 says,
Carrie.
love and blessings to all. Laurie Chavez says, hi, late but checking in, not feeling well. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Laurie. I hope you feel better. I hope this transmission gives you all the energy and the upliftment that you need to become well again. She says, I will rewatch and catch up. Gary says, are there any messages from spirits? I honor Lord, Mother Mary, Hindu gods, all are one. As child, I ask for forgiveness and blessing. Thank you. All right, let's tune in for Gary. Do you want to take that in question first, Melissa? I'm just going to quickly check in here on my phone as well.
I'm feeling really good things, Gary. I feel like there's a huge shift either in motion or coming in over the next, I mean, it's in motion for sure. And on the forgiveness note, I just felt it all the way through my body that yes, you are forgiven and you're not so bad. And freedom. And then there's a dog. I don't know if you like dogs or have a dog that's passed. There's a dog, like that true love between your animal, that it's sometimes easier where we can love each other without having as many issues as we do with our friends, family, and loved ones. It just feels like that there's truth in your heart and answers and connections to come, and you're on the right track as well.
All right, let's tune in with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene if they have any answers for Gary. Greetings, Gary. This is Mary Magdalene. We are loving this interaction as well with Raquel and Melissa and all of you in the chat. It does feel like we are participating as a group of beautiful community. So it is very joyful for us as well. So I wish to address Gary and say that all gods, if you will, on your earth plane at one time or another have been distorted. It is very unfortunate, but this is true. And so if you have been following a particular religion or worshiping a particular idol, focus in on the energy or the emotion or the feeling that you have in your heart rather than the face or the image or the idea of the religion that you are following. This is where the Creator resides, within your heart, within the emotion the devotion, the love that you have for the impression that was created by this religion or the idol that you might follow. So, my blessing to you would be to find the Creator within your own heart. This is where you will find the most peace, the most love, the most devotion, and everything else will fall away. All of the distortions of religion or idol worship that resides on your earth will fall away. Even your own belief systems, if they are distorted, they will fall away. Follow your heart. Follow the true aspect of the Creator within your heart. I send you much love and blessings. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. That's probably something all of us could hear and really look at. And for Gary, also, I am seeing something from a past lifetime that was maybe a stuck piece,
Yeah.
a wounded core part that's also being healed by this question, this discovery as well. So I think it's really beautiful. And even if it's uncomfortable, sometimes you're super hugged and on the right track.
Yeah. I think it's ancestral, right? We carry that ancestral lineage with us. Like, we're born into certain things, we don't necessarily align with it. Like perhaps, being born into a Hindu family or a Muslim family, you inherit that belief system. You are brought
Yeah.
up within that belief system, but you don't necessarily, in your heart, know that that's the connection to the Creator. That was for me anyway. And I think I've talked about it on this channel as well. So yeah, find it in your heart to discover those true feelings or the true connection to the Creator. Thank you so much for your question, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Laurie says, I have a couple of questions. Nothing like I had rolling around in my head last week. I need to take notes. LOL. Do I have any gifts of empath, intuition, or the such? And I'm trying to find a side hustle to make extra money. I have thought of maybe offering a family tree service with DNA help too. Does this look like a successful path? What are you getting, Melissa?
Wow, Lori, that's really cool. Lori, I might want to ask you because I do past life regressions all the time. I I love them. They're one of my favorite services, and I might have to hire you to work with people when they figure out, like, some of them we can prove and um, find their names. And I'm interested. So yeah, that's that DNA tree, all that genetic stuff sounds awesome. Um, and please refresh me on the other part.
She wants to know if she is an empath, and intuitive and such,
Yeah, I feel
and
like
if
if
that would
it's
be like a successful path for her to pursue.
absolutely, yes, yes, and yes is what I'm seeing, and all of us, um, however our natural abilities and spiritual gifts unfold, um, we've all felt like we've been almost like they've been pushed out of us or cut away, like cut out of our understanding. I think you get to have some really cool amped up clarity in some of those ways. And yeah, you're empathic, and I feel like you're going to make it fun to learn or be on your next steps, per se, in your world, your process on that. So yeah, love one another, no judgment, unconditional love. That's what I'm feeling. Makes sense?
Beautiful, thank you. She says, I found mom's birth father, and it did take a lot of patience, yes. Last week, there was a voice as clear as day in our living room, and it wasn't my husband. Wow, you definitely are onto something, Laurie, so stay with it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's tune in and see if Yeshua and Mary Magdalene have any guidance for you, for Laurie. Thank you, Laurie. This is Yeshua ben Joseph. I will address your question. And as Mary has said earlier, this is beautiful to be engaging with so many beings this way. It is very joyful for us to be interacting with you. All of you are gifted. All of you are empaths. All of you have blessings from the Creator. You just have to tune in and find them. And as Raquel has said, move all of those distortions out of your body by creating a pure temple within your body. Eat pure food, drink pure water, and bless everything that you intake into your body. In this way, you are welcoming the light into your body. And so all of these channels will open up once you are pure from within. So try to clarify everything that you consume. Breathe fresh air. Bless the air that you breathe. It will be pure as you inhale it. In this way, make every moment, every present moment, a moment of God, whether you are eating, whether you are drinking, whether you are walking. Feel that energy in your heart. Feel gratitude in your heart. Bless each moment. And this is the way forward. You will be lighted. You will be activated in everything that you do. So my blessing to you is to acknowledge everything that you see, that you hear. Your energies are opening up to the divine. So welcome it, embrace it, dig deeper, dig further into what it is you are seeing beyond your physical reality. This is perhaps the direction that you are being pointed to by your higher self and shown a path that this is where you need to go. If you are hearing things, then try to improve upon your sense of hearing. If you are seeing things, try to concentrate on that sense, that gift, into seeing things further, improve on it. Like a muscle, it will improve with time. And so this is my blessing to you. Encourage your body, encourage your mind, encourage your heart to live in purity. And all of this will be opened up to you. You will all live as interdimensional beings very soon. And so in a way, this is the path that is opening up for all of you to become familiar, to engage with the light, with beings such as us in this manner. And we will have many more conversations like this, but you will be able to see us, you will be able to hear us, and you will engage with us in a more lifelike way. And so this is your future. Embrace it. Thank you for your question.
Wonderful.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That's where we are going, aren't we, Melissa?
It is. I was giggling because sometimes I feel them come in and it's almost like they light a little fire. And I know this is going to be just almost sound distorted dorky, which is how I learn.
Mhm.
I learn in funny, kind of eccentric unicorn ways. But I see them have like a little bonfire and go, hi, just want to let you know that we're just right here. We're this far from you, this far.
Yeah.
And sometimes I hear music and they'll let me know musically whether I'm going to like the conversation or not. So they'll play something I really like to
Yeah.
get my attention
Yeah.
and to get me into balance. So like I've learned to go, okay, let me get into balance, and I hear the music, and then the information comes and I get to expand. Or if I don't like it, like, could you please get with it and pay attention and quit whining and sitting down and
They play
hurting
some bad
yourself.
rock and roll song, do they?
It was just, yeah, sometimes, yes, exactly. So it's just a little bit funny. And so I've asked for them to help me perceive that way. And it's just, and so I think Lori's expansion, I was just almost seeing this beautiful energy that multi dimensions could bring that physical voice through a little bit more. And so I love this. This is
Yeah.
so much fun.
It's beautiful, isn't it? That just reminded me of something that happened in terms of music for you and for me. Like Yeshua did a transmission for me a while back, and it was you know the song "Nothing Else Matters."
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's
So
one of my sign songs.
there was a whole transmission with that song, and then during a Gridwork mission, remember that I played the Gayatri mantra, and you were like, "Oh my God, that song was so beautiful. It was with me the entire day after the mission." So that's just so beautiful, you know, how
That's
music
my
comes through.
the one you played out of tens of thousands of songs that you could have played
Yeah.
is my very favorite one when I need to talk to source and I can't feel it. You know how it's so much harder for us to get our own answers sometimes.
Yes.
Like we block ourselves, a little stagnant or, self-sabotage going on. And I can't believe you just said that one too, because nothing else matters for 20 years. That's a huge sign. And that is, I mean, and I do like me some rock and roll. I really do.
Yeah, there's so
And
much synchronicity. I love it.
the other one was, I don't know, the words are, I am light, I feel light.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one out of tens of thousands of beautiful, loving, divine songs. My favorite. I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love
Yeah.
it. And that's what we need to keep an eye out for, you know, folks. These things that come from left center, you know, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, where did that come from? You know, it's like out of this world and unexpected. And that's how it should be, you know, every minute of the day, just accepting these, you know, these beautiful gems that land in our reality that appears to come from nowhere. You know, that's the beauty of the creator. We have to keep our eyes and ears open for these beautiful messages. So thank you for that. All right, let's see what else we have in the chat. Are you okay, Melissa, for time?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Vintage Sweet Pea, did I miss your question? Let's see. Sorry about that. Okay, she says, she or he, I don't know, Vintage Sweet Pea, does it sound like a he or she to you? Um,
She
I'm seeing a lot of numbers when I first awaken, just before I open my eyes. This has been going on for a month or so. Does this have any significant meaning for me? And that's from Vintage Sweet Pea.
um if I may, I shall answer first.
Yes, go ahead.
What I'm seeing is that sometimes all of us, like the world or our reality, like a computer program, is made up of like the Matrix movie. And on the Matrix movie, the guys would watch these screens and they would have these, oh yeah, and they would go, oh yeah, that's going on over here and that's going on over here, and we would all go, oh, because it just looked like numbers falling down on the screen.
Mm.
And in that, there's an essence of truth with if we think, oh, I don't even know how to put it into words, codes, reactivating, things like that, signs. And so all the angel numbers and things like that, those were always real and good. And we might not fully understand what they all mean sometimes, but you can ask and go, so what are these about? What's the theme today?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll know and get that true energy signature activation. So I think you've been activated in the night, and as you wake up, you're like feeling that and having downloads and a lot of the communication. As we know, God, the creator, doesn't really need language. So we're deciphering it through these different ways, these codes and things like that. So I bet there's a few that are going to stand out for you for the next weeks or months as you have these next days.
Yeah.
I mean, these signs.
Yeah.
Pardon
No,
me, I'm
that's
just slow
awesome.
at talking
No,
today.
no, no, that's awesome. Thank you. No, that's awesome guidance. As you were saying that, I also got this confirmation for Vintage Sweet Pea. And as I have also received it during my initial awakening, I'm terrible with numbers, right? And so for me, it was like to bring my attention to this minute, this present moment. I would always see 11 11 12 12, or numbers that were in double numbers or something like that. And in my mind, I would instantly come to that present moment. It was a way for me to live in the present moment. If I saw that 22 22 or something like that, I knew that it was the divine giving me a nudge to stay focused, to be here. Or it could also be a confirmation of something that I was doing, and it would say, yes, 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 this is the direction you meant to go, this is accurate, this is correct. So that was a very good confirmation for me in terms of seeing numbers. So yeah, so for vintage sweet pea, I would maybe just embrace what you are seeing, try to decipher that. And like Melissa said, just before you go to bed at night, just ask for guidance and say, show me clearly what these geometric signs or whatever the numbers are mean, so that I can further explore this experience and know what it is that I'm meant to be bringing into this reality or understanding within this reality. All right, let's tune in and see. Go ahead. Did you have something else?
Yeah, because I think this is my perception also real quick on that note. The energetic structure of our world is shifting and changing and expanding and realigning in the true divine blueprint. So that means some of the sacred geometry, some of the how it's built is being rebuilt with the numbers. And so that's just the scientific almost perspective as well, but it's the energetic structure. And you can ask, what is it about? What's the theme today? What can I learn? How can I feel? What is it about?
Yeah.
And you'll get answers all day long. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I feel that she's got a very scientific mind, and that's why that's coming through as well. So yes, 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 explore that. All right, let's see if there's anything coming through from Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Greetings, this is Yeshua. I would like to address that question. Absolutely, absolutely. The two of you are right. Please explore these potentials with your mind, as it is a very scientific, analytical mind. And as Raquel and Melissa have just said, it is a lot of shaking, a lot of adjusting, a lot of recalibration that is taking place within your reality. And as it is a holographic reality, it is being built geometrically, realigned geometrically. And so you are seeing this within your mind's eye of what is taking place energetically. And so there is a lesson for you to explore these potentials and what that means for your own individual soul path. So as these beings have advised you, explore that within your sleep state, within your dream state, within your meditation. Connect to your higher self and ask for guidance as to what it is these signs mean for you. And you will get answers, you will get clarity. But for your own experience and your own exploration, find out what it means for you to be studying sacred geometry, studying the stars, astrology, studying your star nation, if you know where it is you are coming from. This will be your strength. This will be the direction within which you need to go as you are on your soul path. And this is your specific soul journey that has to do with all of these explorations. So finding out about these things are your innate guidance, let us say. So explore this for yourself. This will be your joy for the next little while. Much blessing. Beautiful confirmation.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Vintage Sweet Pea, for that question.
Thank you, Sweet Pea.
Let's see. Laurie says there was a voice. Oh, we did that already. Many distortions. We'll work on this. I'm learning to live with the situation we are in. Thank you. The voice said, how are you doing today? This is Laurie going back to that voice that she heard. All right. Vintage Sweet Pea says, thank you both ladies. All right. We have another question from Streaming Scott. Hello, my name is Andrea. I am currently dating and have two prospective men, but I am confused. Please guide me. Their names are Ash and Luigi. Thank you. So anything for Andrea, Melissa?
Yeah, Ash and what?
Luigi.
Luigi. You'll know. I think these next experiences with Andrea, your next experiences in opening your heart and learning about another person and learning to trust again, if I may say so, you will know. And you do get to have all the parts. It can be passionate and exciting and good. And keep going, because you're going to know. They're not going to let me say, oh, choose 1, 2, or 3. They're not going to let me do that. But there's a sweetness and a kindness to, and an understanding of someone that can hear you really deeply. And I think it'll even surprise you in the next days and weeks. And both of those people like you a lot. So might you take the compliment, and you're just going to know what you want to do if it comes to time to choose or be more just with one of them, or anything like that happens. You're absolutely going to know, because there's one of them that's kind of going to stand firm. And I think the standing firm person it's easy, crystal clear, standing firm person. And I feel like that love is yours. The universe is bringing you some waves of that love, so you can get ready for the next level of maybe what you have never experienced before in relationships and romance and depth.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, let's tune in and see if there are any answers for Andrea from Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Greetings, Raquel. This is Mary Magdalene, and I will address Andrea's question. The love in your heart has been wounded in a way as it relates to men. So my guidance to you would be to let all of the past aside and focus on what it is that will make you truly happy, and in a way bring forth the vision of what you would most like for a partner in your life, and manifest that reality into your own heart. Forget about the names and the faces of all the beings that are in a way befriending you right now. First, bring forth this perfect image of the masculine, of the partner that will suit you the best, to your mind, to your heart. And lay this before the Creator and say, this is what I would like as my support system, as my better half, let us say. We know that you are struggling with this, but know that you are protected. Your heart is shielded. Your heart is healing. It is healed. And you will find the perfect person, the perfect partner. But know that you will be challenged in a way that you have to discern this for yourself. And so this is my guidance to you. Create this image in your mind, in your heart, of this person that will bring happiness to your life, that will bring the utmost peace in your life. Forget about all the other additional fringes, let us say, within your physical reality, within your material reality, what it is that will make you the most happy in your heart. Focus on that, and you will find what you are looking for. Much blessings.
It's wonderful. I think all of us, men and women, could use that right now as well. Truly. And I agree. She's going to find what she's looking for.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrea, for that question. I hope that helps you. JNR14 says from the UK, what if the universe thinks I'm a prick? Oh dear. Did you get that, Melissa?
What if the universe thinks I'm a what?
A prick.
Well, that could be something that you need to look at in yourself.
Yeah.
That could be something that the prickly part of the world that is pretty funny. Um, 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 could be worked on. Cleansed, cleared, uplifted, choices, perceptions. I'm seeing a change of perception in that. So that the incoming divine universal energy says, "Hey, let me hug you instead of flip you off."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's fun.
It's funny. It is funny. No, the impression I'm getting is that there are beings from, from all walks of life, and you tend to think the worst of yourself, right? And so I wouldn't be too harsh on yourself. Be gentle with yourself, if you are getting this feedback from others, then perhaps look closely into your heart and explore these areas that might be prickly, as Melissa said too. Just try to figure out, why is it so prickly for these other people when they interact with you. Perhaps that is where you need to heal. That is where you need to soften those edges, if you will, right? So don't be too harsh on yourself. There is forgiveness, there is love in people's hearts. And when I was preparing for this show, the theme of Ho'oponopono kept coming into my reality. We are at that place where we are in that place in our heart, where we are forgiving, where we are loving, where we are channeling that energy of being in that spirit of forgiveness, of saying, I forgive you, I love you, thank you. So yeah, we have to embrace every single thing that has taken place in our reality, and we are coming into that understanding now of embracing these dark beings that were within our reality, and they've done some really crazy stuff, crazy things to us, right? So we have to be in that mode of forgiveness, of embracing. Doesn't matter how bad you are, just there is light in everybody. So don't be too harsh on yourself.
Yeah,
GNR 14.
I like that too. And if you're having any issues with other people really kind of coming at you, because that does happen. I mean, I've had to work on that over and over with all the programming and being, born in some programs in my life. And usually I like people and people like me, but every once in a while there's like a few in a row that are just pissed off and mad about it. And remember, sometimes you could also, what do you call it, like trigger a little bit of people if you have, and you were never supposed to be fit with everybody or be everything. Like your advancement is quite strong. I can feel it. Does that make sense the way I said it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. He says, love this, ladies. Laurie says, Melissa, love the purple alien behind you. I think it is moving in the shot.
Oh, hey, Tron, are you going
Uh,
somewhere? Come on. It could be cat activity back there also, because I have a cat.
oh, okay.
Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or the fan or air conditioner or
Yeah,
something. So
yeah. No, it's beautiful. I guess that being wants to be in the show as well. So yay. All right,
helping.
let's see if there's any last messages here from Yeshua and Mary Magdalene for JNR 14, and for the chat in general. I think we should wind down pretty quickly here. So let's see if there are any closing messages. Greetings, Raquel. We will address all beings in general, including JNR 14. You are all unique beings, and you may not be welcomed or received in the same manner that you might perceive yourself. So do not be harsh on yourself, as Raquel has said. Welcome all aspects of your being. And if you feel that you need to work on certain aspects of yourself, then do that. Soften those edges, as Raquel has also said. There will be peace in your heart. This is also part of your path, to work on all of those aspects that are not in alignment with the true alignment of your soul with the soul or with the energy of the Creator. And so as you focus in on your heart, all of these distortions will come to the surface, and they will look like another aspect of yourself that is not agreeable to your unique self, to your soul path. And so this can be prickly in a way to your own self, as being a distortion within your own body, within your own being. So consider this as a message from the divine, that these are the areas that you need to work on. And so focus on these areas and bring that forth into your meditation, and ask for guidance on how these parts of yourself can be healed and how they can be aligned with the light. And ask for help if you are not able to do this on your own, through beings like Melissa and Raquel. They are working very hard to bring each soul to the light, to alignment, one soul at a time, within this community, with their work, with their service offerings, with their Gridwork missions. It is a joyful experience for us to work with them. And so we work with Raquel and one-on-one sessions that Mary and I offer. So this is another potential that you may experience if you wish to work with us directly. So we encourage you to take this on as your own mission, as your own Gridwork mission of working with your own energy and exploring all of the aspects of your own energy as your own Gridwork mission. Walk that path, walk towards your past, and find out where were those stumbling blocks, where it is that you tripped, where it is that you fell. What is it that needs alignment? What is it that needs work? Where is it that you need help? What are the aspects that are suffering in your life? Bring all of this to the surface and try to find solutions within your own heart as you offer it up to the Creator. If it is too hard for you, then say as much to the Creator and say, "This is too hard for me. Show me an easier way forward." And you will be guided. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to suffer. This is meant to be a beautiful, expansive experience. So take a moment to reflect on all of the challenges within your life and look at it as a potential for learning. And you will overcome all of these obstacles, as this is where you learn the most. I hope this helps you. We do look forward to interacting with you once again within these forums or through other forums with Raquel or Melissa. We are truly grateful for these experiences with you today. Much blessings to you and to all those who have been in the chat and who will watch this in the future. Much blessings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, this has been a real surprise. Hey, Melissa. You and I were not expecting this to go in such a way, but it has expanded both of us. So I'm so grateful to these two beings for being here with us today as well. And to you for helping us, give us your perspective on everything and shine your bright light on this beautiful experience. So is there anything in closing you wish to add?
I just want to say likewise. Thank you, Raquel, Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, and all the beautiful people that were here today. Thank you for joining us. This is so much fun, and I love this connection with you all and our community, our tribe. So thank you. Yeah, until next week, right?
Awesome. So we have some closing comments in the chat as well. JNR says, thank you both. Sorry, that was Streaming Scott. So Andrea, thank you both. JNR says, love that. Can I ask you for a quick prayer for my friend who is suffering from terminal illness, James Kavanagh? Your prayer would go a long way. Thank you. Yeah, why don't we do that? Do you want to round this up with a prayer, Melissa?
I would love to.
Okay.
I would like to say thank you, God, source creator, for knowing us inside, knowing our hearts. And thank you for showing us the way to healing and for our friends, our family, our loved ones. And thank you for activating us in that pure wholeness, healthiness, wealthiness, freedom, and joy, and all that's good. And thank you for just extra touching our lives and sharing with us what does make us healthy, happy, whole, and complete in the next days, weeks, months, and just for nourishing us in these ways. And thank you for just breathing the breath of God through those, all of us, and through our friends, family, and loved ones who we're worried about, and a special hug and blessing for um, the person mentioned. And I have a few on my heart as well. And so any of the others, anyone that ever watches this, little extra blessings for the people that they are worried about. And thank you for just really uplifting us and healing our hearts and our reminding us in every way tonight, and bringing us a little bit of extra smooches and hugs from source in our dream state, and keeping that place safe for us as well. Freedom. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you as always. I hope to see you next week. And nothing else matters. Let us think about that song.
And nothing else matters is the best. Okay, I think we'll all have to go play on our little YouTube
Yeah.
stuff right now. Thank you all. Thank you,
Thank you,
Raquel.
everybody, for tuning in.